Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from an undisclosed location somewhere deep in the heart of American flyover country. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian whistleblower. We may be under the radar, but we're always over the top. Today will be no different. Getting information that Diamond got accosted at his Oppenheimer ranch. If that's true, I want to send out good thoughts to Diamond. Diamond, if it's true, I hope that you have a speedy recovery, and it's important to watch your back, huh? And let me know if I can do anything for you, Diamond. We're far away, but I think if it's a possibility, let me know. And again, I don't hope it happened, but make sure that these things are true before you spread them. So if that's true, our best thoughts go out to Diamond from Oppenheimer Ranch. Today, I just wanted to talk to you personally a little bit. I remember back when I was a sheep. I remember it quite well because I was a sheep, man. I tell you what, I was a sheep. And back when I was a sheep and I was in the Assemblies of God, the Assemblies of God was the point of the spear for the move of God on earth today. The pastors and the evangelists were God's men. And I had just got my license. I was a licensed Assemblies of God minister. I was the man. And it was all good as this continued to grow. This was all good until and as long as I was willing to listen to my pastors. As long as I was willing to listen to my evangelists and beloved them. And I remember how cool it was. I didn't really have to worry too much about thinking for myself. I didn't have to worry too much about myself. All I could do is just listen to the men of God, and I'd be okay. But then a strange thing started happening as I started listening to the men of God, and I started noticing, but wait a second, that doesn't add up. I hear what you're saying, but it doesn't quite add up with the scriptures. And I'd go to my fellow preachers and my fellow friends and say, wow, this seems a little off. Oh, Jeff, who are we to question? But it's right here in the scripture. Oh, Jeff, who are we to question? These guys are the leaders of our denomination. I mean, this is our pastor. And I'm sure with the Catholic people, this was our priest. And the thought was it didn't have to make sense always what the pastor or the priest said. Even if it seemed wrong, they were the ones that were God's guys. And I was just a rookie preacher. So even if my pastor or pastors, as I would go from church to church as an evangelist, would say things, and I would say, that's just not right. It's not scriptural. I was told to put it on the shelf. I was told to be a good evangelist and just let it go. And then I remember this guy named Jimmy Swaggart came along. And Jimmy Swaggart actually freed us to start questioning the pastors. Jimmy Swaggart actually started telling us we got a responsibility to question the pastors that are teaching doctrines that aren't within Scripture. And of course, Jimmy Swaggart became my man. So I felt free to question my pastors. I felt free to question the local level. And I tell you what, everything was great because I could listen to Jimmy Swaggart and he was going to get it right all the time. Jimmy was my favorite and I was Jimmy's sheep. Ba, Jimmy sheep, no doubt about it. I can remember the day where if you could quote Jimmy Swaggart in support of your position, that was almost as good as quoting the New Testament. It was better than quoting the Old Testament, of course. But if you could quote Jimmy Swaggart as support of your position, you were done. Case closed. So I went from believing everything my pastor said to all of a sudden, allowing myself to see the wrong in my pastors, but not in Jimmy Swaggart, my great authority. Jimmy Swaggart was my man. Cough drop stuck to my teeth. And I was his sheep. Then came 1991. And I think we all remember what happened in 1991. Jimmy Swaggart gets caught in the company of a prostitute, and the rest is history. So there were times when I would say of Swaggart, that doesn't make sense, but he's Jimmy Swaggart. That doesn't look right. Oh, but he's Jimmy Swaggart. That doesn't make any, it doesn't seem right. Oh, but he's Jimmy Swaggart. So thinking myself to be enlightened, I was really nothing but a sheep. Nothing but a sheep. And a lot of us now have come out of the church. And when I still help people come out of the church, I always hear, but that's not what my pastor says. And today, ladies and gentlemen, even though a lot of us have come out of the church, a lot of us have left the pastors, we've left the priests, we've left the evangelist, but a lot of us today still have these YouTube channels. They're the new pastors. They're the new priests. And some of you listening to me today are still following them like sheep. You've left the pastors, you've left the priests, but you're still following the leaders of certain YouTube channels, just like you followed a pastor, just like you followed a priest. And you are still their sheep. And this is what brought this on. And let me just say this. And you're just as bad a sheep as I was with Jimmy Swaggart. Some of you are sheep for certain channels. It doesn't matter what they say. There's a reason that it's raining, because they can tell you, they can pee on your head, tell you it's raining, and you'll go out and play in the rain and enjoy it. Oh, give me some more of that. Oh, yeah, I love it. So refreshing. And what brought this up was yesterday when we had the tragedy at Notre Dame Cathedral. I watched a video by a certain person, and I never mentioned their name, still haven't, still won't. Watched a video by a certain person, and I saw that they used this pet goat thing, and I saw that there was this cathedral that looked nothing like Notre Dame. There was this cathedral that did not burn down, and all of a sudden I hear, oh, this is Notre Dame burning down. No, it's not. I used to lack the integrity and the self-confidence to say to my pastor, no, it's not. I lack the integrity and the self-confidence to say to Jimmy Swaggart, no, it's not. Today, I don't lack that integrity anymore. I don't lack that confidence anymore. I will never be a sheep again. And evidently, one of the reasons I'm here is because some of you are still sheep and can't see past the end of your woolly little noses. Somebody can come on a channel, and I didn't even mention his name, and my feed was literally jammed. My channel was jammed. My Facebook was jammed. My email was jammed with, why were you saying this about this person? Please don't mention names in the chat room. Why were you saying this about this person? And it was so incredible to me because I never mentioned the person. Still haven't and won't. But some of you are so sheeped up. You're like Pavlov's dog. The bell goes off, you salivate, you run to the channel to find out what's happening today and what you're supposed to believe about it. And before I can get 10 seconds into my show, it's filling up the chat again. I don't know that person, never met that person. But when I'm getting jammed on my feed from it, I was aware that there was a problem. I did that yesterday so I wouldn't have to do this today, but evidently it wasn't sufficient. It was so bad that so many people are watching a guy show you, and I watched my show yesterday, I'll link it. I showed you that cathedral in that video. I showed you the Notre Dame Cathedral. And by the way, I've been there. Have you? You think a person that's been to it would know more what it looks like, or someone that hasn't been to it? Just asking. I've been to it. Didn't look anything like the Notre Dame Cathedral. And it didn't burn. So when someone tells me, and see, here we go again, Viper 9043, all those cathedrals have the same basic design. It doesn't matter. This is sheep talk right here. That's sheep talk. He showed me a cathedral that wasn't the cathedral and it didn't even burn, but because of the exegesis of the hermeneutics and the calibration, then it's okay. That's sheep talk. That is sheep talk. He showed you a cathedral that wasn't Notre Dame. He showed you a cathedral that didn't burn and told you it was burned. He pissed on your head and told you it was raining. And it became my problem because you started jamming my feed with it. And it's my problem when I'm trying to get you to unindoctrinate yourself and you're still acting like sheep. Then it's my problem. Then it's my problem. Then it's my problem. If you are still so compelled to believe something that gets said on a channel that you love so much that you can't even say, ooh, that really didn't look right, or ooh, that really wasn't, ooh, maybe he missed that one, but you've got to fall on your sword, drop to your knees and worship at the altar of your favorite YouTuber, just like you used to do with your pastor and your priest, then you are not nearly as woke as you think you are. And I care enough about you to tell you to your face. I care enough about you to tell you to your face. When the day arrives that you can't say or question a messenger, when they preach a message that doesn't look right, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. You're Jimmy swaggered it up. You're Jimmy swaggered it up. You're so sheepled up that you already are ready to believe what someone tells you to believe. You're no better than the person believing their pastor. You're no better than the person believing their priest. And you're a long way from woke, cousin. You ever notice nobody does that with me? Oh, well, Jeff said. And I'll be talking to people and, well, this channel said, just like I would hear from Omo, but my pastor says, well, this channel said, I don't care what people say. I care about messages. I care about truth and I care about facts. The day that you're willing to disregard facts, the day that you can't see things that are blatantly erroneous because of your fealty to a messenger or a person, you're in big trouble. You're in big trouble. And I don't care who you are. That didn't look like Notre Dame Cathedral. It wasn't on fire. Yeah, but the flames were in the eyes of the Jesus guy long before he got to the cathedral. His feet were burning long before he got to the cathedral. The cathedral, all right, I don't know why I got to do this, but let me help you understand what that pet goat 2 was showing. And then I get Nostradamus. I've already proven to you that Nostradamus was a Jesuit crypto-Jew plant. I've proven it to you. But your favorite channel can trot out crypto-Jew, Jesuit agents, and oh, that's okay too. What we saw was a cathedral, a ubiquitous cathedral, could have been any of them, because it was representative of all of them. And it collapsed under its own weight. It dustified. Why? Because of disuse. Why? Because it was no longer needed. What was shown in that video was the eventual crumbling of Christian religion because no one gives a shit anymore. And just because some guy wants to make a video and say it's raining, peeing on your head and say it's raining when it's not, somebody needs to care enough about you to look you in the eye and quit saying, come on, and say, come on, man, quit being so stupid. You know it wasn't Notre Dame. You know it wasn't on fire. Why are you making a bunch of excuses? Why are you making a bunch of excuses? And then he goes on to quote Nostradamus, who was wrong way more than he was right, even though he spoke in terms so general that every now and then they had to come right. And it was a crypto Jew Jesuit agent. Nostradamus is the blind squirrel of prophecy. Every now and then they find a nut. And the real nuts are the people that chase after that. That's right. I said it. I'm not going to take it back. Just how woke are you? Just how woke are you? I shouldn't do it, but I'll go back in the chat room. Fix It Fox. Thank you, Jeff. You've helped me break the God spell. I was put under by the Catholic Church. Thank you, Fix It Fox. And there will be days when I will piss you off. I guarantee it. And there'll be days where I make you so happy you'll cry. I guarantee it. But you'll never come on here and say, oh, that was okay. Because that's what I'm not here to say, that was okay. I'm here to either get you fighting mad or stupid glad. Because in those two states, you can be productive. You'll do something. You'll be motivated. You probably will unindoctrinate yourself. So Fix It Fox. You broke the God spell. Don't let yourself be put under another one. You're not going to listen to everything the priests say. Don't listen to everything I say. Don't listen to everything anybody on YouTube says. Guide your own spirit. Be your own guru. Master your own ascension. Because a day may come where I'm wrong. It hasn't come yet that I know of. But it's possible. And let's face it, I have changed my beliefs over the years and have been very upfront about it. Looking in the chat room again. Great show with Constantine. Yeah, Jenny was fantastic. And I'm so glad that we had Jenny on with that show because Jenny doesn't know that channel. And the first thing that comes up there, Jenny says, that's not Notre Dame. Her organic, she hadn't seen that. That's just her organic reaction. That's an organic reaction of an impartial person that's not one of these behind me. She's like, it's not Notre Dame. And then as we're watching this, and it's not even on fire. That's organic reaction of woke people. And if that wasn't your organic reaction to that video, you're in trouble. Get yourself right. Get yourself right. I was a sheep and a shepherd. I never wore a dress. I used to wake up to watch Jimmy too. Swaggart and Jerry Lee Lewis are all can. Yep. Jimmy Swaggart. Stop going to church. Jacob makes me laugh. To get on the path, all you have to do is want to know. Absolutely. Saw a video and a man said that it was not, said it should have been a Russian cathedral. Well, it wasn't. We know it wasn't Notre Dame. Anybody with an objective brain knows it wasn't Notre Dame. Thanks. These are the day glasses because those night ones that Jay gave me, I wear them at night, but if you wear them in the day, they do make you tired. I thought it looked a lot like Cologne, and I showed that, or Kern. And then Kern is on the water too, so I thought it looked a lot like Cologne or Kern. You're braver than me. All this love for Notre Dame, and I just keep quiet. Yeah. Or maybe you're smarter than I am. I'm more concerned about hypnosis. Humans seek structures. Yep. Folks are insecure. You said it, Mac. Lots of programming went on in that cathedral. Think of the horror that went on in that cathedral. Think of the terrible things that have gone on in that cathedral in 900 years. So many looking for the end instead of finding a new beginning. Perfect. You should see all the sheeps on the big pop star YouTube sites. Yep. Exactly. They're just like pop stars. And you're just like fanboys and fangirls. Oh, will you sign my boob, please? the way some of you are. Don't pass off on somebody else. I agree. I have sinned, the famous Jimmy Swaggart quote. Wow. Most humans want to be led. I know. So sad. What did Stephen say? Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Cynthia. I needed to hear this, said Cure Fairy. Thank you, Cure Fairy. One of the, I saw Swagger. What was that? Oh my God, I'll have to catch this later. Critical thinking skill. Even the Pope said a few years ago, Jesus wasn't real, so how's he going to come back? That'd be a good trick. One of the funniest things I ever heard, swaggered it up. Yeah, you're all Jimmy swaggered it up. You are. Boom, boom, boom. Thank you, Elizabeth. Freedom brings great responsibility. Yeah. I think Cheryl Callahan's waving by, and I'll just say, well, bye. Nina might be at, well, bye. I'm never wrong. Let's argue. The Twin Towers didn't look like the Twin Towers either. See? More sheep think. More sheep think. People have stopped using their critical thinking skills. Thank you, better angel of our nature. Perfect. Exactly right. I fell for it once. I'm not going to fall for it again. Perfect. Just catching the end of this. I've been watching a new pastor online. Sorry to hear that. I'm your Huckleberry. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. New pastors, new priest, same old silly sheep. How woke are you really, ladies and gentlemen? I'm here reminding you to guide your own spirit, master your own ascension, be your own guru. Don't outsource your thinking to anybody. Like Cynthia just says, don't give your sovereignty over to anyone else. The day you lose the ability to question a messenger, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. You're in trouble. Ask questions, question answers, guide your own spirit, master your own ascension, be your own guru. We are the last generation of real humans. We can be the next generation of new gods if, everything you want to do, you can accomplish. Everything you're meant to be can come true if you will just indoctrinate yourself.